What's going on, y'all? It's me coming back at you again with a live hangout vid. This time, I wanted to make this a real quick hangout. I don't want to be here too long. Actually, feedback. Turn out the video here. There we go. Okay. As I was saying, I'm gonna make this pretty quick. Go over the fights that's going on that happened today, which is a very good Wednesday out here in the States. Fighting, fights. All began this morning. Sorry, y'all. I'll make this real quick. Have a little bit of difficulties on the end. Well, what's going on, Great Shank? What's going on, Wing King 76? Yeah, I just wanted to touch up on something real quickly. I promise you guys I'm going to make this very quick. I'm not going to invite anyone on. So, yeah, actually, I fixed that, man. That I took care of that. So there's no echoes on that end. We should be fine now. Are you still hearing echoes? Let me know if you're still hearing echoes. Can you hear me? Can you hear me now? Can you hear me now, Wing King? Anybody can hear me? Well, it is what it is, man. It is what it is. It is what it is. Let me know if you guys can hear me very well. Tell me if you can't hear me still. Okay, perfect. All right, good. I'm gonna just make this real quick. Let me just go through the fights, and then I'm sure you guys may agree or disagree here. That's fine. We all can have a mutual agreement here and there, so there's no problem with that. Here's the thing. A couple, a few fights, damn good fights. That had that occurred today. Unusual for a win on the weekday, which is a Wednesday. But hey, anything's that's fine. Good fights happen even on whatever day of the week. I remember when they used to have great fights on Tuesday night fights back in the early '90s or mid '90s, whatnot, on the network called USA Network over here in the States, where they used to feature up and coming fighters, kind of similar to the platform that ESPN has, which ESPN's had for years as well, but which Tuesday night fights used to actually have bigger fights. I remember times that Vander Holyfield used to fight on there, Larry Holmes used to fight on there, George Foreman used to fight on Tuesday night fights. So kind of similar to this nature when we have Wednesday fights. But let me just get to these fights real quickly. Jeff Horn versus what you call Gary Cochran, his first defense of his WBO and lineal title at welterweight. What I have to say about this fight was definitely, definitely gonna have some explosion here. I did not expect that fight to go down the way it did. I thought, Jeff Horn would handle Gary Cochran with relatively ease. I didn't know too much about him, to be honest with you, but after seeing him the way he fought against Jeff Horn, he actually can scrap. He actually can fight. But I will have to say this, man. There was a lot of headbutts going on in that fight. A lot of head clashes going on. Most of them were not intentional. It was just guys who were trying to fight in the inside or were trying to come in with each other, pressure each other, trying to jostle for position. I do have to say this though. Jeff Horn can't get cut easily. I know he suffered a cut above his eye during training, so he was he was acceptable to that, and I think that's what Cochran was aiming for, that left eye. But the thing about Horn is that he was getting clipped with these rights by Cochran throughout the fight. And when Cochran tried to come inside and jostle the position and try to, trade with him. Well, not trade with him, but also trade with him. Also um, try to get off his shots at any time. Horn would just come back with some vicious uppercuts and some right hooks. I mean, Horn is very sneaky with that. He's very good at fighting in the inside. He could box too. He could box from a distance if he wants to. But the one thing I know about Jeff is that he tends to get dragged into these wars in the inside. Man, I noticed that. So, with all said and done, it was a very good fight. Very good scrap. The thing about Cochran, he was getting worn down to the body. I think it was the eighth round that Jeff Horn was getting to him, and he was really breaking him down and slowing down his movement. Neutralizing his feet. Which forced him to stop moving around and then weaken him for not trying to fight in the inside and whatnot. But what surprised me a little bit, to be honest with you, is that Gary Cochran's corner stopped the fight. I was pretty surprised about that stoppage because I thought that Cochran could have gone forward. I think he could have gone ahead. I thought he could have continued. Well, I've said that's all the same thing, but you get my drift, guys. But I just didn't understand why he kept going. I mean, not why he kept going. Why they stopped that fight. But then again, from a logical perspective, looking at it from a logical perspective, Cochran had some cuts above his eyes as well. So I guess the corner seemed that he was probably going to run out of gas in the next two rounds. We don't know, but apparently he didn't look like he was going to run out of gas to me. Maybe he was going to get knocked out. I don't know. But the fact is, I think they were trying to protect him from his eye getting worse. So that's probably why they stopped the fight. So I mean, I felt that's they could at least let him go another round and see how he can, if he could continue on to the last round of the fight. But apparently his corner said no more. So Jeff Horn gets gets a TKO victory. He does have a mandatory that's due. That's Terrence Crawford. And I will have to say this though, I think that Terrence Crawford cannot take Jeff Horn very lightly. Okay, after what I've seen in there, yeah, Terrence Crawford's going to have to really, really take this guy very seriously, and I think he does. I mean, I know some people commented on saying that Crawford is not going to have an easy pickings with Jeff Horn as they think he would. I don't think Terrence takes any fight very lightly. Okay, he takes his opponents very seriously. He's very analytical. He studies opponents. He studies their strength. He studies their weaknesses, and he attacks them. So he's a very good cerebral fighter, Terrence Crawford. So I don't think he's taking Jeff Horn very lightly. If he is, I suggest Terrence, if you're listening, brother, you better take this fight very seriously because Jeff Horn is a very dangerous fighter. You're going to have to hit him with the kitchen sink to take him out, technically. And I mean, realistically, I should say, I'm still favoring Crawford to win it, but yeah, I just don't think Jeff Horn is going to be a cakewalk in the park. You know what I mean? I mean, he already proved that against Manny Pacquiao, but still, though, after I'm seeing him against Gary Cochran, I'm like, I did see some improvements from the Pacquiao fight. He was able to use his distance a bit better, but at the same time, he gets getting dragged into these wars, with guys in the inside. So, pretty decent win. I'll give Jeff Horn pretty good title defense. Conor Benn. Oh man, let's go on to the sky. What's going on, Olaf, man? What's going on, guys? Yeah, I'll be here. I'm going to be here pretty quickly. I'm not going to be here too long. But Conor Benn, ooh man, he on the car on the Sky Sports on Matchroom. I'm sorry, the Matchroom card where Katie Taylor was headlining against Jessica McCaskill for the WBA light weight title for the women's boxing division, whatnot. Conor Benn, oh man, the fight that he had with Journeyman, what's that French guy's name? Cedric Pinot, Pinot or whatever you call him, Pinot, whatever. I can't pronounce it. Cedric Pinot. What surprised me is that Conor Benn got knocked down not once in the first round, but twice in the first round, and he was hurt badly, man. I thought he wasn't gonna make it after that first round. But Conor Benn, he needed this too. I know this was a journeyman, but at the same time, he needed to be tested because this journeyman hits the guy so goddamn hard, and he was picking him off with shots and combinations, and it was getting the best of him in the inside and trading with him, something that Conor Benn is not so used to. So Conor Benn, just like his father, I saw something in him like I seen in his father Nigel. Is that you knock him down, he's going to get up and he's going to keep coming after you. He's going to keep pressure you relentlessly. That's what Conor did. I think I think that Conor showed some heart. He definitely showed some tenacity. He was able to, pick his shots off more. He was starting to be more. He was a little bit more patient because when he was trying to trade with Cedric Pina, Pina was actually getting the best of him in trading it inside because Conor was like in panic mode. He got knocked down twice in the first round. He felt he was way behind in the card, so he had to do something to change. Because this was only a 6-round fight, so you only have much time left to turn the fight around. So of course I could see the urgency and why he did what he had to do, but he wasn't quite as patient. But as the fight did progress, like in the third and fourth round, he started to show patience. So Conor scored a knockdown in the fourth round, started to give success in the fifth round. In the sixth round, he knocked down Pina again. So now the guys are both even on the knockdowns. A lot of close rounds besides the first, fourth, and the sixth. But I will say though, if I had to score that fight, I would give it a draw. I will give it a draw. Of course, Conor got the win. All I could say is that what's going on, D Style, man? What's going on, brother? Bring it back. You can hear a lot. If you could hear it, let me see, if you could have heard it, the Sky Sports commentary, it was fucking shocking. Well, I mean, look, they were kind of biased of what the fights, the cards are on Josh Taylor did pretty well too, on that card as well. So I think Josh Taylor was on that card, right? Or the other Taylor. Who was on that card tonight? It was not. Was it Josh? No, it wasn't Josh Taylor. Was it? It was somebody else. Was it Josh Taylor on that card tonight? I think he was. Let me see. I think he fought on that card today too. It was a very good card by Eddie Hearn. He put on a very good card on the Matchroom card. Very good card. Let's see. Was it Josh Taylor that fought today? Oh no, that wasn't him. I mean, that was another guy. That another Josh that fought on that card today. I don't know. Okay, guys, let me know in the comment section. Josh Kelly. There you go. Thank you. Bring it back, Josh Kelly. There we go. But anyway, Josh Kelly's pretty impressive. He's definitely got needs some experience. Got to go from there. But that Conor Benn in that Cedric Pina fight I think that fight was the just match stealer of the card. But by the way, the main event was very good too. Kayla Taylor versus uh, Jessica McCaskill. And I have to say this, man. I got to eat my words on this one. I got to give a shout out to EJ Boxing Live, man. EJ did. He did. When I told him about Jessica McCaskill, he wasn't too fond of her. So I told him, look, take a look at her fights. I told her what her style is. She's a very pressure style fighter. She takes a shot. She can take punches very well. She punches very hard. But what I said about Jessica is that Jessica lacks a little bit of technique compared to Kayla Taylor. But sometimes you don't always have to have the best technique to win fights. Sometimes it depends on if you have the natural strength and wherewithal to win fights. Like Rocky Marciano, for example, he was not always the most technical fighter. Hold on, guys. Yeah, so Katie Taylor versus Jessica McCaskill. All right. At first when I looked at the fight initially for the first time, I thought I'm not Jessica. I thought Katie won it by only by 1 point or two. Scorecards, man, 98 to 91, 93 to 97. I think 98, 97 to 93 or something around that range. Those scorecards were very, very wide, to be honest. Very, very wide. Because after EJ, we were back and forth about this on Boxing Beats Ryan channel. He thought that Jessica got robbed from a decision. DOJ, what's going on, man? DOG 215. Jessica won to me. You know what? Let me get to that too, because he was telling me that look, Katie ran throughout the fight. She was nearly on that back, but way too much. We don't usually see that from Katie Taylor, which is true. And she, from the fact that she was running too much in that fight, she was holding too much, she was headlocking and leaning her back on Jessica McCaskill. That right there was very, very odd the way they scored that fight. In fact, the point deduction, that's another thing too. So the judges didn't even account the point deduction that Katie Taylor got from constant holding McCaskill, which was the right thing to do. You warned her like 2-3 times already how Foster, so you had to deduct the point. I don't know why the crowd got upset about that. It's like, look, she already was warned about that 2 or 3 times already. But I was, the thing is that Jessica McCaskill is that she can take a punch. You got to hit her with a kitchen sink to take her out. She was hurting Katie Taylor in several cases in those rounds of that fight, particularly in the 6th round, where she caught Katie with a good left hook, and Katie was hurt badly from that. She wobbled like almost across the ring. She was holding on for dear life when she on Jessica McCaskill, and then then I think it was the 7th round. Before the point deduction, she bullied Jessica, and she bullied Katie to the ropes, hit her with some big uppercuts and some vicious body shots and some clubbing right hands. Yeah, Katie was really battered from all that too, and from the looks of it, I thought I looked at the fight again just to get another visual, just to get a second opinion for myself to see if I actually scored this right. And to be honest with you, I have to recant my decision. I thought Jessica won that fight. I thought she won that fight. I just can't understand because Katie Taylor was pot shotting here or there, but I thought again I said that in the hangout. I thought she was moving. She was moving. I thought she wasn't quite running, but then again, I was like, okay, you know what? She was moving way too much. She was pot shot and she wasn't even trying to stay in the inside because you have to look at it. She tried to go inside and trade shots with Jessica McCaskill and it wasn't working because McCaskill, that's her game. That's like that's her, her style of fighting is trying to trade, is to bully you and out muscle you in the inside. That's what Jessica McCaskill does. So very tough fight. Katie Taylor got battered pretty well. She got pretty battered, and she's gonna feel those shots. In the morning, and I think Eddie Hearn won't be rushing to get her back into the ring anytime soon. But yeah, and the thing is that Jessica McCaskill is gonna beg. I think she's going to not say beg. She's gonna be taunting Katie Taylor for a rematch, and I think that rematch should be made. Of course, I don't think Katie Taylor or Eddie Hearn is gonna want that because the one thing it has to be taken, it has to be worth note is that fight they took that fight. They fought Jessica McCaskill on a 3 weeks notice. They only gave her 3 weeks to prepare. Okay, they thought that it was going to get her when they thought they were going to get her at a time when she wouldn't be fully prepared for the fight, but they clearly almost miscalculated this situation and it almost blew up in their face. So I don't, yeah, it's going to be a tough, tough, tough road for Katie Taylor because she's got to deal with Nicola Adams. She's got to deal with Chantel Cameron. That's the beast right there, Chantel Cameron. I think Chantel Cameron, from the look of it, I think Chantel Cameron is going to win that fight. Maybe Nicola Adams may win that fight too against Katie Taylor if they ever get that fight made. But Eddie's not going to put her in the ring anytime soon after that fight. That was a scare that she had experienced. The scorecards were a bit atrocious, man. I ain't gonna lie to you, that was atrocious. I think Jessica won that fight maybe by a point or two. But the fact is that no way in hell you score. If you got Katie Taylor winning that fight, okay, but not no 98-91, not no 97-92. No fucking way Katie Taylor won that fight by that wide of a margin. Olaf says that good fight, but they need to start doing 3-minute rounds. You know what? That's a good point because EJ brought this up too. We were discussing this. I think they need to do 3-minute rounds for these women. They need to do it. I know Clarissa Shields is fighting next week. She's defending her titles. But yeah, Doc Dre, what's going on, brother? He said at McCaskill's. Yeah, hey, yeah, she ain't no rough looking girl. Yeah, man. But overall good fight. Good day in boxing, man. I ain't gonna be on here too long, guys. I'm about to get off pretty soon. But let me touch up on the Ward and Lomachenko controversy real quickly. Okay. Well, I call this not controversy, hypocrisy. But before I get into that, I know Teddy Atlas has been he's leaving ESPN. He will no longer be calling their fights. Let me bring up the news information on that and see why he's leaving ESPN. Let's see what's going on. Let me see here. Okay. According to Teddy Atlas, he's no longer covering fights for ESPN, and the reason behind that. Oh, come on. Damn, that's not what the article I'm looking for. Hold on, guys. Hold on. Just bear with me for a second. Bear with me. Bear with me. Okay. So, Teddy Atlas confirmed that, will be permanent, that him being removing from the fight cards to ESPN is a permanent decision. He confirmed this with the LA Times. And he said here from quote from they asked him whether he'll be back for ESPN calling live fights. He said, "Look, it doesn't look like it. At least from what I understand, that's the decision. It wasn't my decision, but I can't really talk about it anymore because I'm under contract still. I always try to I always try to be upfront and honest, and I'm not always able to speak about it. I don't mean to be vague or to be on point, to be to the point, because that's what I like to be, and I always try to be, whether people like it or not. Look, it wasn't my choice. I've appreciated the 21 years I've been with ESPN and then the opportunity that I've been given. And I appreciate the opportunity the fans has given me. I still have 3 more years of commitment for the company. That's to a company that's been good to me. But hold on, guys. I'll be right back, guys. All right, guys, I'm going to wrap this up pretty quickly. I'm sorry about that. To step out for a sec. Let's see, real quickly though. Yeah, Teddy Atlas. Let's get back to the Teddy Atlas thing. What's going on, Peanut Crackers and Champ Ross? What's going on, man? Um, Let me just get through this, and then I'm gonna just get through my thoughts on Ward and the Lomachenko hypocrisy. I'll get to that in a second. I'm gonna wrap it up. All right. Teddy Atlas said here, quote, it wasn't my choice. I appreciate the 29 years. Okay, I read through that already. I'm looking to fulfill my commitment and be true to that with the company, which is ESPN, which is ABC, which is also owned by Disney. um, I wish I was I wish I was able to speak more on the situation, but I gave my word that I would. So I'll leave it at that. Just paraphrasing there a little bit, adding a little extra ad libs there. Uh, but however, according to some sources to the network that told LA Times that Atlas's behaviors during their two broadcasts was the final straw that broke the camel's back that led to his dismissal. I guess it goes back to his behavior towards Andre Ward and Terrence Crawford during that Crawford and Dongo fight. That was one of them, and also his behavior after the decision was read between Pacquiao and Horn. So I think those are the two last straw that broke the camel's back about Teddy Atlas, and they decided to part ways with him. You know what? Here's the thing. Here's the thing about Teddy Atlas. As much as he's been a controversial figure throughout his career, even as a trainer, as a commentator, he is a very blunt guy, and he's going to say what he has to say. And to me, his candidness and his brashiness, I should say, does bring life into the broadcast. You know. So the fact is that Conor Benn, yeah, we were talking about that. Anyways, Teddy Atlas is going to part ways. I'm not sure where he's going to go after this. He might, HBO might pick him up. Who knows? I don't know. We'll see though. But never say never. ESPN or ABC may reconsider it and say, you know what, we may bring you back. We'll bring you back over to ESPN. And call fights. So we'll see how that turns out. All right, for Teddy Atlas. Um, let's see what else we got here. Yeah, last subject. I'm gonna get off here. Andre Ward and the Lomachenko hypocrisy. Let me just talk about this for a bit for a sec, guys. All right, Fasal Lomachenko defeated Guillermo Rigondeaux last Saturday. I give Lomachenko full credit for that win. No question about it. I give him full credit for that win. Okay. What I find very funny about this is that now everyone who are diehard Lomachenko fans or fanboys, I'll call them fanboys, right? Okay. Um, they're now making these comparisons now that Lomachenko is just as great as Floyd Mayweather. He'll beat Floyd at super featherweight. Blah blah blah. He can do this, that, and the third. Um, and some people are, piggybacking Bob Aaron's quote that Lomachenko is probably the greatest since Muhammad Ali. Well, okay. First of all, relax. The guy's only had 11 pro fights. Let him prove himself more before we get to the Muhammad Ali discussion. I mean, that's going to take a lot of fights to do so. And the fact that he can beat Floyd at super featherweight. I mean, look, I know some guys say you shouldn't even bother addressing that, Dan, but I'm gonna just go ahead and do it anyway, man. Look, I'm not a big Floyd Mayweather fan, all right, but I'm gonna say for what it is. Floyd Mayweather, his skills. He not only had defensive prowess, but at the time when he was Pretty Boy Floyd, when he fought at super featherweight, Pretty Boy Floyd was explosive and a monster of a combination puncher. Okay, unbelievable reflexes and defense. Okay, Lomachenko never fought a guy like that. You could say, well, Guillermo Rigondeaux. Guillermo Rigondeaux didn't have that offensive prowess and speed like Floyd Mayweather. His defense was good, yes, but not the offensive prowess and speed and using multiple angles to punch it, to punch you around like Floyd did at super featherweight. Okay, Lomachenko, to me, to be honest with you, will get his ass handled by Floyd at super featherweight. Why? Because Floyd was a big super featherweight. The dude was very powerful at the time. He was strong there. Okay, he will manhandle Lomachenko at super featherweight, and Floyd fought better opposition at super featherweight. That is the truth. He actually fought real super featherweights. Okay, Lomachenko only got one guy who's at super featherweight, and that's Jason Sosa. a natural super featherweight. All the other three guys he fought are not even natural super featherweights. So not taking credit away from Lomachenko. I'm not, because a lot of people are saying, "Oh, you're trying to take away credit from Lomachenko for bringing up that fact." No, I'm not. I'm just telling you the truth. That is a fact. He's only fought one guy who's a natural super featherweight. That's it. You can talk about Jesus Corrales, you can talk about Orlando Salido, those fights never happened. But the fact is that Lomachenko and his team has been doing this crap for a long time, trying to get guys to take fights when they're vulnerable, take them when they're like on 1 year layoffs and 1.5 year layoffs or more or whatnot. And the fact is, after that Salido fight, they've been very, very, very careful on his selection of opponents after that fight. Okay, because they don't want another moment where they're going to another Orlando Salido moment. Okay, I know Lomachenko fans don't want me to bring up Orlando Salido. The fact is, I will bring it up because Orlando Salido is the man that beat him. You have to accept that fact. Yes, Orlando Salido did come overweight on purpose. Okay, because he had no intentions of fighting at the weight that he was supposed to fight at. So be it. But at the same time, Lomachenko had the option to call off that fight. He could have said, you know what, I'm not going to take this fight. But he insists on taking it anyway. Why? Because he believed in his ability. He felt that he had enough skill set to beat him, regardless of Salido coming overweight or not. But it just didn't happen. He made no excuses for it. He said, he went out gracious, said, you know what, he beat me. He was the better man. I didn't care too much about the the weight situation. I thought I could beat him. So I have to give Lomachenko respect for that because he took it. He's like, look, I'm gonna take this as a man. It was my choice to take the fight, and it just happens the way it is. Okay, so the Lomachenko fanatics, y'all need to get off that Orlando Salido situation. Okay, that fight is done. Orlando Salido clearly beat the man, and that was it. Low blows, yes, we can talk about that all day. But the fact is, most of those shots some of those shots I did see were on the belt line, not low. Okay, so let's leave it to that. Now, anyways, the thing about this. It's about this whole Lomachenko thing because I see some guys now are harassing other guys for picking Guillermo Reagan for beating Lomachenko. Okay, and here's the thing: the guys who really don't like Lomachenko to some degree actually gave Lomachenko credit for that win against Rigondeaux. The same guys that picked Rigondeaux to beat him, right? They gave him full credit. But the other guys who preyed on that Lomachenko victory are still harassing him, are calling him out, trying to, flame him up, as you want to call it, for that Rigondeaux victory, right? These are the same people who didn't want to give Andre Ward no credit at all when he signed up to fight Sergey Kovalev. Okay, yeah, these are the same bitches. I'm gonna call them bitches, and I know the other bitch Taiwan's looking at this right now. He's gonna respond to this. And I don't care. But the fact is, these are the same people who didn't want Andre Ward to go near Gennady Golovkin. They insisted on he should fight Sergey Kovalev because they knew that Golovkin wouldn't stand a chance of beating Andre Ward. They knew that. But the only guy they knew who had the chance of knocking him out was Sergey Kovalev, a bigger, stronger guy. So that's why they were harassing him and campaigning him to go up and wait to challenge Kovalev, which Ward did. But they still didn't give him no credit. Okay? When he made the fight and he signed on the dollar line, they gave him no credit. Regardless of how they felt about the results of the first and second fight, these people gave Ward no respect at all for beating Kovalev. None. Even before the rematch, they harassed him. They called him a coward. They said, "You're not going to take that fight. You're not going to take that fight. Sign the rematch." When he signs on the rematch, no credit. They come back and say, "Well, he was supposed to do it anyway. Why do I need to give him credit?" Well, because you dumbass said that he was going to back out of the fight. You said he was a coward for not taking. You said he was a coward for not taking the fight in the first place, which he did. You said he was a coward for not taking a rematch, which he did. You guys gave him no credit for that. So I find it amazing that these same people, the Lomachenko fanatics, are asking for people to give Lomachenko respect, but they're the same people who didn't want to give Andre Ward no respect, no credit. You see the hypocrisy here? And this is what pisses me off about it. I sat back and I just sat quiet and I just watched this whole thing fold. And this is what I'm seeing right now, the hypocrisy. You want people to give Lomachenko full credit for his wins, but not Andre Ward's credits at all, especially his wins against Sergey Kovalev. You see the hypocrisy here? This is unbelievable, man. And the difference is, again, the people who don't like Lomachenko actually gave him credit for his win, but the people who didn't like Ward, who doesn't like Ward, never gave Ward any credit at all. And that's what pisses me off about this. Really pisses me off. I just can't stand the double talk here with some of these people here on this YouTube platform. I really can't. Okay. like I said, guys, I wish I could stay on here longer to go in more about this, but I just thought I had to say my piece here about this whole hypocrisy here between Ward and this Ward-Lomachenko situation, and covering the other fights of today, and of course Teddy Atlas situation, whatnot. Peanut Cracker said Ward was number one, just for the record. Yeah, he was. He was definitely the number one fighter in the world. He was. I can't believe some people actually had Lomachenko rated higher than Andre Ward. That's fucking crazy. Unbelievable. You know, K Black said, "Damn, certain fighters will never get any credit no matter what they do." That's true. That's a very good point. That's a very good point. And no, let me just say this for the record: Lomachenko is definitely a pound for pound fighter. I really believe that he is. But him being number one, yeah, I think that's taking it a bit too far right there. I think he's got to do some more work before he gets to that point. Okay, that's just my opinion. Of course, it's subjective ranking. But to say that this man is indestructible, this man can walk above water, he's the greatest thing since a slice of bread, as they want to call it, or the greatest thing since Muhammad Ali. That's taking it way too far. He's definitely going to get called out on that. And the fact is, resume, yes, he's fought a lot of guys who's taken too many layoffs, who's taken long, long, long layoffs. That's a fact. I'm still giving him credit for those wins. Walters, yes, absolutely. Reagan Dow, yes, I will give him credit for those wins. Gary Russell Jr., absolutely. So that's it. Olaf the Mighty. Actually, Lomachenko is pound for pound. I just said it, bro. Or I guess you're talking about the other guys who doesn't have Lomachenko in the rankings. All right. Well, see, Peanut Crackers has his rankings. He has Lomachenko number one, Crawford two, Golovkin three, Thurman four, Spence five, Garcia six, Mikey Garcia, Anthony Joshua eight, Canelo Alvarez nine, and Saram the side. Actually, I'm reading this wrong. All right. Well, anyway, you see Inoue 10 and Ram the side 9. Okay. I mean, it's not bad of a ranking, but, it could all be shuffled around. Red Fox, I know he don't like female boxing. I know, Fox, I know you don't like him, man, but it was a damn good fight between Jessica McCaskill, and Katie Taylor. And I felt Jessica McCaskill should have gotten that decision, in my opinion. Yeah, I mean, like I said, guys, I'm gonna be back. I'm gonna be back probably tomorrow or another few days. But I just want to come on here and say my piece about this, because I just really felt that there's a bit of a double standard when it comes to fighters, the guys who just upset because some fighters can't get credit from those that oppose them, while they refuse to get credit for the other fighter, like Andre Ward, for example. Okay, again, people who crying for Lomachenko to get credit from his naysayers are the same people who refuse to give Andre Ward credit for anything that he did. Okay, and that pisses me off. All right, that's all I gotta say about this. I'm gonna end this conversation. I'll see you guys later. I am out.